Okay, so for the new portal, you'll go to admin.iplayacl.com and you'll get this interface here. Looks a little similar to the player interface, but this will have all the um, directors options on it. Up here in the menu, you'll get a kick out menu, slider menu, and you may not see all the things that I have here, but you'll want to go to my events, and it'll show all of your events that you've run this season already. You can actually go into your event dashboard and look at all the details and whatnot from there. I'll go into one of those in a minute. You can also search your events here, but to create an event, come up here to create new event, and I've already got mine filled out so that it'll keep everything going smoothly. So I've got an event next Saturday, my singles regional. I've set everything, text messaging, all that good stuff, time, all that stuff. Now your events, if or your locations, if you have a location already established, then you can, it should pop up. If it's a new location, I'm not sure that they have an option to create a new location, so you may have to go into the old system to do that. And then once you're finished, click on create an event. Okay. And looks like it didn't take me back, so let me go back to my events. And there's my May singles regional. It's active, Cobbs, and regional. Okay, so I'm going to click on the event dashboard. Now you've got these tabs over here that you can check out. You've got a link to your brackets. Okay, so I'm going to go to my team. Obviously no roster. I just set it up standings, bracket, and setup bracket. Now this is where you, I believe, will start, and you can select the number of players you have. Okay, so I'm actually going to select 10. Okay, so sorry if that was a little choppy. I had to pause it to make sure I knew what I was doing here. So I'm going to set it for 10. I might have more, I might have less, but that's about what I just want to test here. And then I'll start adding players in. So I'll add myself, and I'll add some other players. And let me just, I'll pause it for a second while I add some more players so that you don't have to watch all this. Okay, so let's say I just got the 9 and then I didn't have a 10th person, so I would just go up here and I could select 10. Okay, again, apologies for this being a little choppy. You might have noticed when I selected, went from 10 to 9, all my players had disappeared. If that happens to you, all I did was I went to refresh and went back to setup bracket, and all the players were there again. So now let's see if I do want to, maybe, I've got, like cornhole players are, they're always late. I set 9 and maybe I want 16 now. Okay, so I should have some open spaces down here that I can add players to, just to fill this out. Okay, maybe I'll do one more here. Okay, so now I set 16, and again I just want 12. Okay, so I'll go up here. Oops, and there it looks like it deleted those players again. I guess maybe I can try going out and going back in. So these are some of those bugs that we were kind of talking about. And then they show up. So if they do, like, all of a sudden delete, then just refresh or click off of the tabs and back onto them. Okay, and then go to create rosters. All right, so there's my players. All right, so I'm gonna go back one step. Now, this is a nice thing that you can do for seeding, is I can say, all right, well, let me get player points. And when I click on that button, it will show up all the players' points. And then what I can do is I can sort by player list, so it'll make the top points person, Doug, will be my first seed, all the way down to Cameron down here. Okay, so you can seed it that way if you want to. And and then I'll create rosters. And once I have that set, once I'm comfortable everybody's in, okay, they're in by points, I can create the bracket. Okay, now this is a feature, I don't know if it works yet, but you can do add players to BYO. Let's see, you can send a message to players telling them that the bracket's been created and the tournament will start shortly. And then there's another button here that says you can send them all a link to the bracket. I don't know if those work. I don't think they worked in Green Bay, but you can always try. Once you get to that point, you can go to Admin Live Bracket, and your bracket should be set for singles. Okay, you're going to score it the same way, or you can score it the same way using the bracket. Or what you can do is over here on Manage Bracket, and actually I'm going to go in quick and turn off my text messages so that these players don't all get text messages. Sorry, this is a little choppy. This is the first time I'm creating an event here. Okay, so we were in the setup bracket, got player points. Okay, it's a little buggy. Create rosters, create bracket, which already should be created, and then here we go. So we're at the Admin Live Bracket. Okay, now so what's different with the new portal is that this Manage Bracket. Okay, when I click on that, now what happens is it shows me all the games here. Okay, I can assign the games here, they'll go to in progress, and then I can score them and they'll go over here. Now with your court numbers, if you've got, let's say 1 through 5, you'll do 1, 5. Okay, oops, what happened there? You'll do 1, 5, or if you have 1 through 10, you do 1, 10, and that'll, once you save court numbers, then when I go here to assign a court, I can drop down and go 1 through 10. Now, if let's say I just want the even numbers, I've got, the advanced players on even numbers and the social players on the other boards, I can do comma for each one. So once I get more than 3 numbers on here, that'll be for those individual courts. So I'll do save numbers, and then when I go to assign the court, it'll just show me those court numbers. Okay, so that's a nice new feature that we have in there. Alright, so when I go to assign a court, I'll say Jack and Juan are on court 2. I'll save them. As soon as I save it, they kick over here to this in progress column. Beth and Cameron, they're going to go to court 6. Okay, and Matt and Sean Bagger are going to go to 4. Okay, so you can just see how I'm doing it. All right, and then as they finish, Jack and Juan come over. Jack wins 21-20. I'll save scores, and they'll go over into the completed aisle. Okay, you'll also notice that we've got some TBDs. Okay, those will fill in as soon as the games become available. Now it goes in order. So let's see. So match 7, 8, 9. It follows with the brackets. Now you'll notice that the brackets are not updating automatically. What you have to do is just refresh the screen, and you'll see that Jack moved over. Okay, because Jack's game is complete. All right, and so that's how you use it. It is a it'll take a little bit getting used to, especially if you're used to using brackets, but give it a shot. Track any feedback that you have, anything that you want to make, if you have any suggestions for making it easier, and then I can send those to Sean. Okay, thanks.